Hi, I'm Jane Windsor with Windsor Law. I have a terrific assistant, Amy Landman, who answers most of the calls coming into the office, and I asked her to compile a list of the most frequently asked questions that she gets from parents all the time, and I've used those to try to answer a lot of these questions so that if parents come call my office wanting help and they can't get in to see us right now during this coronavirus, hopefully some of the answers to these questions will be helpful to them in figuring some of these things out during these difficult times. Obviously, since the kids are not in school right now, they're not with other students, one of the questions we're not getting right at this particular moment, but we get all the time, are questions regarding bullying. And I want to go ahead and put something out there for when school starts again, so that parents will have some resources and they'll understand what to do if their child is being bullied. This is a very common question. And what I tell parents is gather as much information about the event or the events as you possibly can from your child. Sometimes the kids have been so traumatized it's hard to get that information out of them. We have to refer those parents out to a mental health counselor who can actually get that information from the child. But if you can get this information from your child, it's going to be very helpful. You know, it's basically the who, what, where, when, and how, who's doing it, what's being done to the child, where is it occurring, like in the bathroom or in a specific class, when is it occurring, is it in PE, is it in the lunchroom? Very often the poorest supervision in schools, I think, is often in the lunchroom. And how is it occurring? Is it a threat? Is it a physical attack of some sort? I've actually seen where kids were having money extorted from them, and they were stealing from their parents because they knew they were going to be hurt if they came to school without money. So you want to get as much information as possible, and naturally as much information about the student who's doing the bullying as possible, because this is going to be very germane to filing a bullying report. In general, and of course there are also instances of a student reporting it to a teacher and the teacher doing nothing, or an administrator doing nothing. You want information on that as well. In general, the reporting requirements are the same. There's a complaint. Usually it's an electronic complaint that would need to be filed, and there should be a district link on the website that the parent could go to fill out, and it typically has to be filled out and submitted within 72 hours. 72 hours of the bullying for the protections to attach. If there's been a long ongoing bullying matter and you just found out about it as a parent, then go ahead and file that complaint anyway. Sometimes they won't take it seriously unless it's been done within the last 72 hours of the actual bullying event. There are many things that a parent can do if a child is being bullied. And one of those things is to move your student to a different school. There are protections that only attach for reimbursement for private school reimbursement, and that is if the complaint has been filed and you can prove that the bullying has occurred. So if you want to keep your student in the school and the bully is the problem, sometimes we are able to actually get the school district to move the bully to a different school. If there is a benefit to having your student move to a different school within the district, we can use something called a Hope Scholarship to get the school district to allow you to move your student, assuming there's room in that other school during the middle of the school year. Often that Hope Scholarship can be used to get a better educational environment for a student who suffered bullying. Sometimes a geographic fix is not really going to solve the problem. You've got a student who's been traumatized in some way. They may actually need some school counseling. Counseling is a related service added to their IEP if they have one. Even, believe it or not, the bully needs some counseling as well, and the school district can be forced to put that in place. So hopefully that's answered some of the questions with regard to bullying for students.